means any form of flour, anything made with flour. So we have an example: sugar, white flour, and a whole grain flour. And yes, the whole grain flour has some fiber, which is good for your intestinal tract. But if you measure your blood sugar after you eat any of these, they're all exactly the same. Whole grain flour and blood and sugar, table sugar, give you the exact same rise in blood sugar every time you consume them, especially for people with metabolic syndrome. So if you have any signs of metabolic syndrome, I really want you to avoid these entirely, unless you're using one just for an occasional splurge or treat. The second food group that I'm going to have you avoid brings us back to fats. And it's important to know the difference between your beneficial fats and your harmful fats. The worst fats of all, well, they're hydrogenated fat. Trans fat, hydrogenated fat, honestly, they should be known as just embalming fluid, because that's what they are. These are nasty fats. They're deadly. So look for them and avoid them at all cost. When you go to the grocery store and you buy a food package, especially if it's in a box or a can or if it's processed, look on the back under ingredients. Do you see anything with hydrogenated fat? If you do, put it back. When you're in a restaurant, ask, what kind of fat do they cook with? What do they use on the meat, the chicken, the vegetables? Ask them, do they use hydrogenated fat? And just say, I'd like some virgin olive oil instead. It's so easy. Trans fat doesn't just cause cardiovascular disease. It causes memory loss, diabetes, and cancer too. Now that you've got the 2 things to avoid and the 5 key categories I want you to add, let me share a story about Janice, a patient in my practice. So Janice, she was like this delightful 58-year-old woman. She came in to see me to lose weight. She couldn't understand why she couldn't get the weight off. She ate whole grain organic food. She exercised for almost an hour each day, and none of the clothes in her closet fit anymore. You know, during the evaluation of my clinic, though, I noticed something immediately. Her blood pressure was high, 135/85. Her blood sugar was elevated, 102. Her waistline was high at 36 inches. She had what? Metabolic syndrome, yeah. Her artery plaque score was the shocker. When I measured the plaque score in her neck to see how thick her artery was, how old her artery was, at 58 she had the artery of a 72-year-old. So when I evaluated her and we looked at her diet, she was following the usual food pyramid. Low fat, no sugar, but she ate a ton of whole grain flour. She had whole grain cereal for breakfast. She had whole wheat sandwiches for lunch. She had whole grain chips with her hummus in the afternoon. And she had whole wheat pasta for dinner. She didn't realize all that flour was just being totally converted into sugar. So I switched her to my heart tune-up eating plan. Healthy fat, healthy protein, healthy carbs. Delicious food. She loved the meal plan, by the way. And she kept her workouts. And in just 30 days, she lost 7 pounds. Her clothes started to fit beautifully. Her blood sugar, her blood pressure, they were totally normal. And 1 year later, when I saw her back in the office, you know what? Her arterial plaque score had shrunk 10%. Incredible. Most important was what? She felt terrific. Terrific. I was so proud of her results. So the bottom line is, if you have metabolic syndrome, expanding waistline, elevated blood sugar, elevated blood pressure, more than 120/80, then you want to replace sugar, get rid of flour, add activity, eat more lean protein and vegetables, and get some extra flavor so they taste great. And you're going to see immediate improvement. Okay, let's move on to the second step of the plan. What single thing in your life would make you mentally sharper? It would burn away fat. It would enhance your sleep, lower your risk for toxins, lower cancer risk, and it would make you a better lover. It isn't sleep. It's not dark chocolate, although some of you wish it was. And it's not an expensive supplement. You know it, right? It's Being fit. Being fit is that important. It makes that big a difference. So the next time you think about skipping your workout, think again. Step 2 to achieving a younger, healthier heart is about getting fit. And it's time to measure how fit you are so we can truly measure your age. People who exercise regularly, they have 40% less chance for heart attack, stroke, and death. There are no drugs that are that good. Exercise is the game changer for your heart, your blood pressure, your waistline, your energy, and your sexual function. But, why is that? Why is it so great? It improves your blood pressure. It lowers your blood sugar. It enhances your cholesterol profile. Your weight drops. Your mental speed improves. Your performance improves. You sleep better. You're less likely to clot. It lowers inflammation. Being fit is awesome. It also enhances the critical function of the cells that line your arteries. They're like tubes. In reality, your arteries, they're so important, but they're just muscles in a tubular form. And like any muscle, they need to be exercised to function optimally. So regular exercise could turn a stiff, plaque-coated, sick artery into one that's healthy. For 85,000 years, we as humans have been active. It's only the last 30 years that our activity and our lifestyle has changed. But you know what? Our genes are still the same. My research shows that it isn't how many minutes you work out that matters the most. What is critical is how fit you are. And again, most people have no idea. I want to show you how to get fit, burn more calories, better results in less time. Now, as a word of caution, I'm a physician, so I want you to check with your doctor to confirm you're safe to do a fitness test before you begin. Okay, for you, this fitness test is going to take 3 minutes. To do this, you're going to need a way to measure your heart rate during the test. And it's best done with a heart rate monitor, where you put it around your chest and wear a watch. Let me show you what you'll do. You'll step up and down quickly for 3 minutes. You're going to go for the full 3 minutes. This is called the YMCA step test. Check your pulse before you start. And at the end, when you get to 3 minutes and you're winded, you're going to check your pulse again. That's going to be your peak heart rate or maximum heart rate. Then stop, and 1 minute after you stop, we're going to check your heart rate again. That's your 1 minute heart rate recovery. How much does your heart rate drop? Critical information. So the benefits of working out at the right intensity mean for the time you spend, you're going to get a lot better results, a much better improvement on the return on your investment. I wish everybody had a heart rate monitor so that you can see how you're working out. It's as important as when you drive a car having a speedometer. Now, if you tailor your workout to your heart rate, you get a huge benefit for your heart, and it'll take you less time. Your goal should be to measure your maximum heart rate with this test, and then you want to work out at 60 to 80% of your max to get the best results. So for example, say your maximum heart rate was 180, then I'm going to want you to work out between 126 to 144 heart rate. Clearly, if you have medical problems, get some additional advice from your doctor too. I see the benefits in my patients in my clinic every day. They're enormous. They're huge. The lives that have been saved, the people whose energy's been transformed by incorporating these very simple shifts that I'm recommending to you. So no matter what your age or your current weight or the health battle you're facing, I want you to know you're not alone. You're not in a one-way street, and I'm here to help you turn back the clock. So remember, heart disease and arterial plaque can be reversed with a combination of healthy eating and being active. Inside of just 30 days, you're going to have a heart that's becoming 10 years younger, no more brain fog, energy like you had in your 20s, and often you can kiss your joint pain goodbye. All because you decided it was time. It's time.